Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Solid. This new channel I have started to make you familiar with this lovely software SolidWorks. So we'll do the designing on SolidWorks 2015. So let's get started. So on the screen you can see I have already opened this software SolidWorks and I have already downloaded it. So when you try to open, you'll see the new. Go to the file, then we'll go with the new drawing, or we'll click on new. So you can see the three sections, that is parts, assembly and drawing. So for 2D drawing you can use either 3D part or a drawing, so anything is good for you. Since we will move from 2D to 3D, I like to select part. I'll click on part, then I click on OK. So here is the SolidWorks. So you can see the toolbar over here. Since we have to start with the 2D sketch, I'll focus on the plane. So you can see history, sensors, annotations, material, etc, etc, etc. So to start with, we have to select a particular plane, that is the front plane or the top plane or the right plane. I'll go with the front plane. I've selected the front plane, then I'll go and click on the sketch, my sketch. Now to start the drawing, I'll go and introduce a reference line, or we can say the X and the Y line for me. So many a times it happens, few people they don't use center line or the reference line, but I use it at the initial level because it will actually help you to draw a symmetric diagram, and initially it will help you to locate the points. So I'll use center line. I'll click on the line, then you can see here on my left hand side a drop box has opened. So now you have to click on this option, the infinite length. Why I have clicked on infinite length? It's just because I need an infinite horizontal and vertical line, which will actually help me to not to draw the center line again and again. So what will happen now, if I'll click here, I'll get a center line. So at any angle I can leave it. So when you so how would I know that my center line is straight? So when you get a yellow point, you can easily see that there is a yellow indicator and a straight line just below 2.04 90 degrees. There is a indicator of yellow sign. So this means that our line is vertical, and the same way, if this indicator is horizontal, a horizontal line, then we can easily say that our center line is horizontal. Now I have made the center line, then I'll click on this OK, then again OK. Now let's start and draw a particular drawing. Let's begin with this small drawing. This is an easy one. So this is an easy drawing for you people. So for this, all we need to do is make a rectangle. I'll go with this rectangle, that is the center rectangle. After selecting the center rectangle, I'll go click on the origin, then I'll move my cursor down. Then since I have moved my cursor, I'll click on OK. Now I'll go on smart dimension. I'll give this dimension. I'll see here what all the dimensions are. So this is 30. So I'll click here, I'll type 30, then enter. Again I'll use this dimension. I'll give here 40, then enter. Since this one has not been dimensioned, I'll again dimension it as 30 units. Now it's done. Now I'll click on this. So we have a rectangle, but the thing is, this is a L-shaped figure. How do I make that? So it's easy for me. This whole rectangle is symmetric about this center line and this center line. That's why I draw this center line. Again I'll go on the line. I'll select the first line. And then I'll draw a line. I'll click on this point. I'll move my cursor without clicking, and when I get this yellow sign or the orange point, I'll click here. I'll go straight up. Again I'll click on the another orange point. I'll click. Then I'll move to my right, and again I'll click on this point. Then I'll click right. I'll click a right click and select this. So now my figure is complete. Now I'll use the trim command. Trim command is used to trim the things. Trim is used to cut the figure. So I'll cut this line with the trim command. There are so many trim options like power trim, corner trim, trim anyway side. I'll select trim to the closest. So trim to the closest, what it does, it actually cuts the line or the line segment. Since this line is intersected by this line and this line, so this will remove this segment. You can see very easily this trim command will remove this segment. Why? Because we are clicking on this part and this total line has been intersected by this and this, so this would be eliminated. See, this has been eliminated. Again I'll click here. This is this line is intersected by this. If I'll click here, this part will go. See, again I'll click on this. This is also just disappear. Excess things, I have removed it. Now I'll click on OK. I'll go on Smart Dimension and click on this right segment, move my cursor away, and I'll again click on it. So since you can see this dimension is 15, so half of 30 is 15, so this part should also be 15. So this is 15. I'll press enter. Now so I can dimension this as well. Again I'll click on this. I'll click outside. So what this actually means, adding a dimension will make the sketch over defined. Why this is over defined? I like to cancel this. Since actually you have defined this line, so it is already understood that this should be 15. If we define this line again, then this sketch would be over defined, because you're defining this length, the total length, as 30, here 15. This should be understood as 15. So we don't need to define this length, otherwise this sketch would be over defined. Now my sketch is complete. I can click on this and I can exit out. So this is my sketch, which is here represented. Again I want to check or do some editing on my sketch. I can go here. I can go here in the sense like I'll go here and I'll click and I'll give a right click. So I have selected the right click. Now you can see I have moved my cursor and there is showing an option called edit sketch. I'll click on this option and I'll give the leftover dimensioning. This dimensioning was left by me, so this is 20. Press enter. Now your figure is totally defined. So this was the figure which we actually defined. Hope you like my video. This is just the beginning. We have just started. I have actually demonstrated an example to make you more familiar how we are going to proceed. Definitely in the coming video I'll be telling you about each and every commands which we would be using to make the SolidWorks 2D drawing. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe my video. I'll come up with more and better ideas and better approach on 2D drawings and 3D drawings as well. Thank you for now. You people have a wonderful time.